Okay. Looks like we are successfully going live. Everything seems to be working. We, of course, are going to be discussing the biggest dumbass fraud at Wrangler, the ultimate Tyrannizer. We, of course, are going to be discussing. I got him playing in the biggest dumbass fraud at Wrangler. Well, that was the delay to go full circle, I guess. Anyway, so let's get started. We're gonna have to skip through his stupid intro. Oh, look, we can go right to the meat.
Of the Midwest, this is Craig Robert Hendry, former CH&TI audits. He is now, since his release from prison for, get this, another wife-beating frauditor. Yeah, and that's what he just got out for. Anyway, he is covering, he actually made a video covering a premiere he made of, when he got arrested apparently in December of 2022, and apparently his issue with it is it has not garnered the number of views or money that he would like. So he's done a premiere on a video he already made from a live stream, and he's begging people to mirror it and garner him support and exposure, because he's got a case coming up that he is going to have to deal with.
Yeah,
And that's the last
45,000
time I heard he is going pro
subscribers
se. So
and
I don't know how that'll work out for him,
3,400
but hopefully badly,
views.
because I can't see it being good. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoy. Let's get into this.
So, I mean,
Are you
the
really
property
doing this?
owner can push you
This is how you try to talk
off
to
their
people?
property,
You fucking thug.
but
That sounded like fighting words to me, on top of the fact that you're not complying with law.
those are not fucking fighting words. Cornell University fighting words are words meant to incite violence such that they may not be protected by free speech under the First Amendment. The Supreme Court first defined them in Chevalinsky v. New Hampshire in 1942 as words which, by their very utterance, inflict injury or tend to incite an immediate breach of the peace. Okay.
Because we trying to see. This is how you try to talk to people? You fucking thug.
That sounded
So you fucking thug, is what he said.
like fighting words to me, on top of that.
Those are not fighting words by any means. In fact, that's pet language. I mean, just listen to your dumbass speaking half of your videos. You talk about all kinds of stuff and trash talk and all the other crap. All that's fighting words. It's not fighting words.
The fact that you're not complying with lawful orders.
Complying with lawful orders. What's the lawful order? Now, I know you're going to get into this, and this is a courthouse, so ultimately they're going to have some sort of standing order where you're just not allowed in to record, okay?
What's going on here? Come on. You getting all this?
At this point, Runyon made an illegal arrest and has shown an inability to conduct himself.
Well, who knows if he made an illegal or lawful arrest or whatever, but, I mean, he definitely did make an arrest. For you to say it's illegal doesn't even make sense. You can't make an illegal arrest. You can make an unlawful arrest.
Himself truthfully and with proper manners.
I haven't seen that.
We've seen that. You don't push people around. You get their voluntary compliance. You get people to want to obey the law because If all the law is a stick, then it's already doomed.
This incident occurred on December 2nd, 2022, and has gotten almost zero.
Yeah, so yay, frauded her, I think. I mean, because, and then that's the thing he does. Like, you don't know what video it is. Like, later it's full screen.
Help
And
from
I
all
searched the
channels,
title.
big and small, as more eyes on this case will bring pressure to bear on the powers that be.
No, it won't.
Oh, you mean you want to?
No, it won't. I mean, sometimes when there's huge outrage, things tend to go a certain way because there's a lot of political interest involved, but everybody in the country can want something and it can still be a no. That abortion shit with Roe v. Wade was one of those situations. No one, and by no one I mean the people who control the news media, no one wanted Roe v. Wade ended, but that's exactly what happened.
And try to intimidate those that are charged with deciding who goes to jail and who doesn't for breaking the law.
Oh, really? So this was Boyd County in Kentucky. So conduct hooked on engaging in fighting, violent, tumultuous, which means making loud, confused noise, or threatening behavior, making unreasonable noise, refusing to obey an official order to disperse during fire hazard or other emergency, or creating a hazardous or physically offensive condition without any legitimate purpose. That's disorderly conduct. And yeah, that is disorderly conduct. First degree disorderly conduct, public intoxication. And so it's only engage in any of the following acts: fighting, unreasonable noise. What's prohibit? Okay, so this is first degree, and this is second degree. Okay, so fighting, hazardous or physically offensive condition. So yeah, that's nothing he's doing could ever possibly
The
be
law, and you want to bring intimidation to them so that they can't do their job honestly or effectively.
Oh yeah, calling him a dickhead or whatever, tyrant. Yeah, that's intimidation. So they just can't do that. See, you can. This is exactly what a tyrannizer is. Anything's unlawful. We can morph anything into a crime. You know, especially with catch-alls like, oh, well, he was disorderly. See, he's disorderly. He's acting disorderly. So that's disorderly conduct. It's a crime. No. Disorderly conduct is the title. Okay? So, like this thing is saying, each state has their own laws that criminalize disturbing the peace. They're called disorderly conduct statutes. And so this is the section, and this is what it says: disorderly conduct is committed. And then they define disorderly conduct. It has nothing to do with the word disorderly or the word conduct. You can understand the definitions of those words and still not understand this law. And then, of course, it has 2 different degrees. It's got the first degree and second degree. So your common understanding of the word disorderly conduct would never help you understand that there's 2 degrees to it.
Wow, and you called them tyrants.
They are tyrants, and you're a tyrant. You're a tyrannizer, advocating for tyranny.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Nah, they hit what they were looking for, man. They're showing the progression of the United States into a police state, and it's all documented on YouTube.
If you don't have a YouTube channel, please send this to your favorite auditor or liberty-oriented channel.
I'm a very liberty-oriented channel. I'm just not up for frauditors who want to scam free money or try to get go away.
You're not even for liberty at all. I mean, at this point, you have said that the town hall, the police department, the courthouse, the library, the post office, all of these places are not a public forum. None of them are. What is a public forum? Where is the public forums? Where are they? What's the point of having the First Amendment if all government property is not a public forum? Whoop-de-doo-dah day, you have the First Amendment. You can't use it nowhere. You can't use it alongside the road. You can't use it at the town courthouse or the town hall. You can't use it at the post office. You can't use it in front of private property on the sidewalk. You can't use it nowhere. So the First Amendment is a big wash. And of course, there's no First Amendment on the internet. Now, if you take all the way back to the phone system, everybody had a right to a phone. And in fact, they could say racist and stupid shit on the phone. And in fact, even to this day, it's not like any of the phone companies monitor what you're saying and then disconnect you from service because you were talking racist. They don't do that. So why do they do it online? And then there was all that stuff way back in the day where, modems were capped at 53 kilobits per second to promote, satellite, cable, and all these other services. Well, all those services are now developed, and we still have a cap on modems at 53 kilobytes. And it's going on like 28 years now, or whatever it was. 28 years they've had a cap on modems to promote. And this is the FCC. They make a law and then they just leave it there forever because change is difficult. So you don't have the First Amendment in any public property, no private property, including online. You don't have it on any thoroughfares or highways or any travel lanes throughout the state. There's no... where does your First Amendment apply? Where can you speak?
On somebody who didn't know you were coming. Yeah, that's why you're a scumbag.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so wrong, 'cause look, I called your name. You're a doodle-doo. And what a doodle-doo is a doodle-doo does a doodle-doo. And a doodle-doo-doo. And do-do-do. Okay.
Stick around after the end to watch the rest of what happened.
What a criminal. Did you see him go by? He looks like an old fucking man. What a criminal. I mean, look at that hair. And not shaved. I mean, shit. It might as well just be illegal to walk in there with a freaking perm and a mustache, right? Right? This right here, arresting this man, is definitely promoting the peace and tranquility within society, right? Because letting him go into this courthouse and record blah 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 is just so important. And the real reason why it's important is because these courthouses are corrupt. And you can't go in there and record, and they don't. So if you have a hearing in there, none of that shit's ever recorded. There's no records. The only records is whatever the judge has ordered. That's it.
That's big time. You can't just arrest people for asking a question.
Oh, okay. We're gonna.
Doesn't that just sound like resisting?
No, you can't verbally resist arrest. You can cuss the whole time you're being arrested, and that's not resisting arrest. Now, look, he's extending his arm, right? And then he's going to exert pressure to motion the guy where to go. Now, let's watch and observe how much pressure. So the more he has to force the guy, the more his body is going to be pulled towards him. Oh, look at that force he had to use. Oh, shut up, fraud it, Wrangler. I wish I knew what your freaking redneck name really was.
Craig's getting arrested, I guess, or taken to court.
Wow. Let's give him a hand. They got the real criminal. I mean, shit, the criminal came straight to the jail. I mean,
yeah, that's what happens when you break the law, dumbass.
I've never seen that before.
What law did he break?
Well, 1 minute he's going to talk to me.
And he didn't break any law. Technically, right? Technically, what really happened here is there you go. Seems to be streaming. Okay, so what they really do is this is a courthouse. Now, the judge is supposed to have decorum over his court. And, you know, if you're out here yelling and it's affecting his court, his jurisdiction from that bench kind of radiates out as, you know, he needs authority to, you know, control his court. But video recording out here is never anything that would interfere with what's going on in the courthouse. And anyways, it's not a law. There's a court order that you can't record in here. So the moment that you walk in here and they tell you you can't record, they're supposed to tell you by order of the judge there's no recording in this building. And at that point, since you've never been given an opportunity, you have procedural and substantial due process. You have to. So all you have to do is object. I object to the order. Now at that point they have to give you a hearing. They can't enforce an order without, you know, giving you due process. Okay, but that's not what they're doing. In fact, the whole reason why they're using a court order is because if they passed the city ordinance, it would have constitutional scrutiny inside a thing. So basically, you know, it's just the way things work. So much easier, some judge just signed some shit and there we go. No recording in this building. But you still have to notify people, and putting up a sign that says, oh, no recording, is not notification, because you have to notify them of the order, not of the effect of the order or your interpretation of the order or any of that. You have to notify them of the order. Okay, so then they're not doing that either.
Arresting somebody calling me a thug.
Oh, thank God, we're fast forwarding it. Oh, yes. Oh, look at that criminal, the
Because
old
you're
fart.
not listening. If you will not legally leave on your own, then he can compel you to leave.
No, he can't. He has to have the authority to compel you to leave. And that's a courthouse. You have the right to enter. The whole camera thing, I think, is just corruption. I mean, if the courthouse is open and all that, why is it so locked down, draconian style? Like, there's absolutely no recording in. There's no. I mean, in my in Missouri, the courthouses, you can't even bring a laptop or a cell phone in. Now, keep in mind, you might be the defendant, you know, acting pro se, and they just don't give a shit. You're not bringing in anything electronic, which is a hindrance because, you know, all the lawyers trying to prosecute you are sure shit gonna have a camera.
With minimal
or a
amount of
computer.
force, it is his discretion, not yours. The only
It's
thing
not his discretion. It's not his discretion at all. He has no discretion over what goes on in that building. He's taking orders, and in this case, he's literally taking orders from a judge, but he doesn't know what that means, and the judge is counting on the fact that nobody knows what that means either. See, this guy has definitely never been a party to any case in this courthouse. Ergo, the judge never had jurisdiction over this man, ever. Okay, he walks in the building, he wants to photograph the building. It is historical. It's historical because it's part of the United States judicial system, and then the fact alone makes it historical. Okay, they don't want him in recording because all recording does is bring possible problems. There's no benefit for them, nothing but headaches. So they don't care, no recording.
that is at your discretion is whether you comply or if you don't, you go to jail.
Well, I mean, if he does comply, then he acquiesces and he waives his right to complain later because he's been asked to leave, and then he does, okay? But in the United States, you're supposed to be able to stand on your rights. Now, the First Amendment is being eroded, and so people are going to have to put their hands upon the gears and slow them down. It's going to be brutal. But that's what was in the Declaration of Independence. History hath shown a long train of abuses. Okay, before they overthrow their government, which they don't take lightly. But the government and its operations is not a private affair.
Your choice, dumbass.
Yeah,
Mr.
let's call
what's
some
your
more
name?
names.
Okay, don't touch me.
Oh, look at that, guys. Another frauditor with no teeth. Shocking. Shocking.
So
With
what
no
you're
teeth.
really doing is you're distracting
Look at that,
from.
guys. Another frauditor, dumbass.
Nah, Mr. What's your name? Okay, don't touch me.
Oh, look at that, guys. Another frauditor with no teeth.
So, what a game. It's always a game with police. Okay? When you ask them what their name is, they say right here and they point to their vest. You lean forward to take a photograph of their vest and they want you to keep their distance. You want them to keep distance for COVID and they're right up in your face. That's the behavior of a tyrant.
Shocking. Shocking. Maybe Craig should stop shopping for backup at methadone clinics.
I am doing anything.
You call all these people meth heads and all this other shit. Where's your proof? You say you have receipts? Let's see them. I don't believe you have any fucking receipts of anything.
Well, then shut up. I won't touch the
Don't shut up. Who are you to tell me
Okay,
to shut
so
He's the one in charge of that building.
no, he is definitely fucking not in charge of that fucking building. He is just some security guard. He might not even work for the state. And he is not in charge of that building at all.
up?
It doesn't matter if it's a public building. It's not a freaking non-limited public forum.
A non-limited public forum. What the fuck is that? You mean an unlimited public forum? Or just a public forum? There's a limited public forum, and that's where, the topic is isolated, right? So the state can have a limited public forum on, say, like a matter of what they want to discuss for resolution, right? So, it doesn't make sense to have some sort of hearing where you want to talk about, some sort of lawmaking, specific lawmaking of some subject, and then everybody shows up and starts talking about the birds and the trees and plastic and the ocean and blah, blah, blah. That's why it's permissible to have a limited public forum. Okay, and then other than that, if you have a forum whatsoever, it is a public forum. That's it. That's the only two there are. There's public forum, there's a limited public forum, and then there's a non-public, non-forum. It's just special use private property. Well, it's never private. It's special use government property, or it's dictated use public property. This is a courthouse. It doesn't get any more public forum than that. I don't give a shit what any judge ever in their entire life said. That is the whole point of the third branch of the judiciary. Is it's a never-ending debate to find truth, justice, and the in the pursuit of, it's to find truth and justice in the pursuit of maintaining peace and tranquility within the society. That's what the court is for, a never-ending public forum. Now, they have put restrictions on what goes on in that building because it is a very specific kind of public forum. It is a formal public forum, like a debate has rules of debate, right? That's a public forum, but it's a formal public forum. That's what this courthouse is it's a formal public forum. Okay, so it is a public forum, but it has rules and procedures and participants, and it can't have people screaming out here, right? Because verbalizations have to be able to go on.
Is a very limited public forum. It's actually
it's not a limited public forum. In fact, it's a I just went over
non-public forum.
It is definitely a public forum. It's a fucking courthouse. I don't know if you know what a fucking court is, but it's by definition an institution that develops law. Law is the very essence of public. Okay? You can't have public without law. Without law, everything is private. Everything is private without law. If you delete all concepts of law, absolutely everything now is private. Somebody owns it, somebody controls it, and it's all based on equities and interests and basically force, the ability to exert force. So without law, everything is private.
In the terms of media. And it's very much subject.
It doesn't matter. You can't make a content-based restriction. Now, the form of content like media versus audio, video, written, photography, that's the content. I mean, that's the nature of the First Amendment activity. You know, it's not just, well, he wants to talk about frogs and he wants to talk about birds and that's the content. No. There's content, content-based restrictions limits speech based on its subject matter. Well, these laws are so old, developed so long ago. I mean, they didn't really have different types. And so, I mean, this is exactly what Texas did, and they just hacked the law. So you something. So it's not content. We don't allow recording. Okay, so it's not content. It's all recording. Well, like he says in this video, Project Wrangler says, what they're doing is they're making more restrictions, and that's exactly what they're doing is they're restricting the gathering of information. Well, that is the content. To photograph the building, to do a First Amendment audit, that's the content, and that's exactly what they're blocking. But they just say, well, no, we're not blocking any content, we're just blocking all this type of media. and then they apply this time, place, and manner restriction. Okay, so what time at this place in video recording manner can I record this building? Because if the laws have a time, place, manner restriction, then there has to be some sort of substantial procedural due process to do that. And yeah, so all they did was hack the law. We're just gonna bullshit you with terms.
Subject to time, place, manner restrictions.
There he
which you're
goes.
currently violating.
Okay, so what time, place, and manner can I record the building? You know, set it up. I'll come back.
So he has every right to move you out of there. And please,
No, that's what he should be doing. If you show up and you want to record the building, you know, they act like, nope, you just can't do it. No, they should be instituting the procedure of setting up the time, place, and manner that this place can be recorded. But
please don't hit me with that bullshit.
that's not the point. The point is they don't want to be recorded. They don't want you recording it. They don't want you to manage government at all. They want you to go home, watch TV, watch Family Guy into oblivion while they take care of everything. And what that means is they're going to set themselves up and their family and their friends. They're going to set all that up fine and dandy. Everybody else is going to get what's left over.
That you can't remove me from public property unless I've committed a crime. That's another.
That is actually valid, okay? You know, because they cannot discriminate. They can't exclude people based on race, religion, disability, etc., etc., etc. So if they can just make up policy as they go, then why can't they discriminate? Oh, you can't be in here. Why? Well, you got that red t-shirt on. Well, what's wrong with that? Well, we're not allowing red today. Okay, so they make you leave because you have a red t-shirt, and then 2 hours later somebody comes in with a red t-shirt and they don't care. Well, really what it was is discrimination, but there was no way to prevent it because now, like this frauded Wrangler idiot dude is saying, they can just make shit up as they go, and your choice is to either obey or go to jail. So, you know, and then there's no recourse in the courts.
They're fraudulent myth, and it's total bullshit.
Yeah,
Sure.
you are bullshit. That's right.
You have any
What's
So,
gonna happen?
See your daddy.
okay, so
A public
now the
record.
big
You could
problem
not let
was
that custody.
there's no recording in the building. That's the big problem, right?
Negative.
So now
I can prove it.
now he's not allowed to in the building to record.
And see, let that be a lesson to anybody you know works security or courthouses or is a uniformed officer that might have to show.
Yes, let that be a lesson. More tyranny, more martial law, more instant decision making, more ramp up immediate fuck you.
To deal with these assholes.
Yeah.
Let them
fuck
see the
you.
stuff like this. Let them know
If
that
America means anything, it means fuck you.
all they have to do is tell them to leave. If they won't leave,
Yeah, all you gotta do is, I decided you should leave. You know, I work here, you don't. This is my state building.
advise them they will go to jail if they don't.
Yeah, everything's a crime now.
And then if they still don't want to play ball, cuff them up.
Yeah, 'cause that sounds like the maintenance of peace and tranquility. Fuck you, you ain't getting no information from this government. Fuck you, leave or go to jail, bitch. So then he does leave. Okay, so now he's left.
Wait and see what happens to my friend Craig in there.
He's gonna go to jail, and if everything goes right in a couple of weeks, he'll be going back to jail. Happy day.
If everything goes right, we will add to the prison population. Happy day, that's what we need. We need everybody in jail that doesn't immediately play ball. Because this is America, fuck you.
All we're doing is documenting the building.
What? I'm sorry.
Documenting the building. It's a historical building.
No, it's not. That looks pretty damn new. What history?
It's part of fucking history because it's part of the American judicial system. So the whole judicial system is part of history, being inherent of what it is. Okay? Everything about America is all historic. What building was built when and where and all that shit. It's on a Wikipedia page. You know, like, let's see what Wikipedia.com, and we got the Boyd County, Kentucky. Let's see. Boyd County, Kentucky. That don't even look right. That don't even look right like the building, man. That thing there looks way different than that thing there. Is that even Kentucky? Yeah. I don't know. It just says Boyd County. I did a search. Some Boyd County somewhere. Look, that looks pretty historic to me. It made Wikipedia. That's like history, right? Right. Look, all this information. It's historic, dog. Historic. Let's just for like define historic. Famous or important in history or potentially sore. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure the fucking courthouse is historic, dog. What'd you say? A bunch of
No, we
bullshit?
come to every courthouse in small towns.
Oh no, you go to every court in small towns because they don't have the same kind of policy.
No, he goes to every court in small town because, as he says, he's documenting this shit. And that's what YouTube is paying him to do, like it's paying you to sit here and talk shit on the internet. Hey, reviewing your content now live at, ooh, what is the video that I would be on? So I would want to go to YouTube. YouTube shows his, oh, here we go. Oh, I love my right click. Oh, we're live on the live. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, but no, I wanna share it because it's live, so I can't do the time frame. Okie dokie. There we go. Let's see if it'll just straight up say, there we go. Hey, reviewing your content now live at blah blah blah. Writing this comment. We will check it later to see if it was deleted or never posted. K awesome. As I do a fair review of your channel. I bet you it's already gone. I don't want to refresh the page. So let's just sort it by newest. And it's probably already gone. Oh yeah, already gone. So it never posted is what it was. It was never gonna post. This is his come on and let's do a debate. If you got a problem with me, you come to me and you might have a chance. Whatever.
Policy setup that other bigger cities do. It's why Long Island.
No. if you look, he's courthouse to courthouse documenting each one. There's thousands of them.
Audit doesn't really fraud it in New York because he knows his ass is going to get handed to him.
Well, that or, the courthouses in New York, they've already been done.
Like it always does. That's why he goes around to different. Strike 3.
Let's go. I'll just ask you, that's all I do.
I only give my ID when I commit a
Okay,
crime.
I'll just step over here, okay?
You are committing a crime. Currently, you're trespassing.
Oh, now he's trespassing. How did that happen? Where was his notice that he was told to leave the building? There was no recording in the building, and now he left the building, and now he's trespassing. You just make shit up as you go along.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Oh yeah, you do strike out a
This
lot.
right here, stay right here.
It's
That's what
public.
I said, stay right
No, it's not.
here, it's public, yeah.
Okay.
Right here, stay. That's what I'm saying, stay right there.
But the state is public, though.
No, it's not. Because
Yeah, it is. But actually, they've carved out an exception. This boy, let's see, fighting words, public forum doctrine. Well, this guy's talking about basically what I was saying, and I don't even know. Well, it's Cambridge University Press. What the fuck do they know? The public forum doctrine and reduced access to government property. So what he's saying, and this is what the First Amendment auditors are saying too, over time the federal courts have become predictably and consistently less willing to force government at all levels to make public property available for First Amendment activities. For would-be speakers do not own property suitable for holding mass protests and rallies, or even peaceful picket and leafletting exercise. Access to government-owned property is simply essential to their ability to speak. And moreover, this holds true on the internet, and it doesn't apply there. So where can you speak? But that's not my point. My point was, I closed it. I closed it. Well, I found some case where they were literally talking about the steps of a courthouse. Let's see if I can read stream. Wait, it's this one. Oh no, this was just some attorney. Well, it would be good enough. Okay, here we go. Courthouse grounds are not a public forum, and courthouse steps are not a public forum. Okay, so that was right here. That was decided in Kentucky, maybe. Now it's the United States Court Western Division of Kentucky. Well, I mean that really, well, if this is indeed Boyd County, Kentucky, which I don't think it is anymore, but I don't know, then this would be on dead point. But let's see. So, they have carved it out. I mean, and Frauditor, I guess, is right. Your freedom of speech is gone. He served in the military for nothing, because if you don't have the First Amendment, you don't have any others.
the Supreme Court already ruled. You guys are just stupid.
It's not necessarily the Supreme Court, and what it said was the grounds. So yeah, the public property is right there. That's no longer the courthouse grounds, or does it just extend to the whole world?
Y'all either are not paying attention, don't do your control over.
We are paying attention. When Rosa Parks stood up on that bus, she knew what the law was. She just broke it, and in breaking it, she started a movement which changed it. So you can whine and bitch all you want, but this is the process of the country that you inhabit.
Government property. Period.
It's not government property, remember? It's private fucking property, I guess. It's a courthouse where nobody
Your
knows
good shape
has
right
the
here.
right to
Okay.
know
That's
what's
what
going
I'm
on.
saying.
He just.
It's a topsy-turvy world.
Like, I'm not a bird. I'm the one that got it.
I'm not getting. My name is Bobby Woods. I'm the.
There's no telling where those hands have been or what he's done for his meth money.
Yeah, that's the nature of respect there.
I don't perceive
You are a criminal.
you as anything. except
Why
for-
would
What
you
does that have to do with anything? He looks like he's out and free right now, so he's a citizen, not a criminal. Just like you're not a douchebag, you're a citizen. Same thing. Just because you broke some law somewhere doesn't mean dick. Doesn't mean anything.
this way?
Because you're a criminal.
Well, you're a fucking douchebag, so I mean, I can apply all your rules to you just by you being a douchebag.
I wouldn't
Why would you treat me this way?
I didn't even talk to you.
You're in their video camera, video in my courthouse.
See, that's what it's about. They don't want you recording them. They don't. No one does. Everybody says they have no right to privacy, but people do want privacy. They don't like the fact that the store's fucking recording them or all the cameras around the nation are recording them. They don't like none of that shit, but they don't feel that they're empowered to do anything about it. But this guy here definitely feels he's empowered to do something about this fucking camera, and so they do. Just like this asshole might be, recording in front of a Walmart and get the same kind of shit from some old lady named Sally Sue. She'll do the same shit he's doing, even though she don't work for Walmart and she's on Walmart property, because people are fucking sick of this. Record everything I do and permanently put it on the internet bullshit, and there's nothing they can do about it. So they just deal with it and put up with it. But when somebody that they see they think they can do something about, then motherfucker, they Johnny on the spot. They're out of the, and they're gonna stop their day and pause everything they're doing. Take care of yo ass.
That's the
In the building without.
Like a thing up here. It will be returned files, anything with a blade
Anyway, can you, Craig?
determined by security.
Items in there. And again, there doesn't have to be a sign on the wall telling you you're being verbally notified. That's all.
Yeah, there does. There has to be a sign on the wall because you have to have notice. And the guy can't verbally give notice because there's an order. That order was written by a judge. That order has to be followed unless it's objected to. And then in which case the judge has to give due process because you were never a party to the case that originated that order. So he has to have due process. But in order to follow an order, you can't just follow some interpretation of it. You have to follow the order, and that means you have to read what the judge wrote. So where's the order? Yeah, you want me to follow it? Where is it? Oh, no, you don't need to say it. I'm telling you. Can't record in here. Leave!
All the due process you require.
That's
So-
bullshit.
And that's by the Supreme Court case law.
That
This
is
wouldn't
not
really
by
fall
the
under that,
Supreme
and
Court.
At least to me.
Have you ever read what the Supreme Court says about due process and fucking like service of process? Like, why do you have to give somebody a copy of a lawsuit? Because that's part of their due process.
Me. All I'm yet.
But obviously, with your prison record, you don't
Yeah.
know a lot of things.
Yeah, prison record. Let me just highlight who you are and what your haircut is and your BMI index. Let me just make sure every argument you have is all about these side issues. First, you're a criminal. What'd you say? You know, like, what? What'd you say, criminal? Criminal say what? What? Oh, and then you're fat. What did fatty say? And then you're dumb. What did dummy say? I mean, why is anybody following this douchebag? Is this really what you want for America? A bunch of petty, hateful shit? If this is your America, You're not fit to lead. And your America is not fit to exist. You know, fuck Frauded or Wrangler. Frauded, Wrangler.